My name is Marion Ranchet. I'm the founder of the Local Act streaming consultancy and the newsletter Streaming Made Easy. Thank you so much for making the time. I know it's summer, I know it's the Olympics, but we're going to have some good fun for the next hour or so. So we're going to give it a few minutes just to make sure that, folks have time to come in. In the meantime, I want to introduce you to my amazing set of panelists. They agreed to take on this challenge. And it is a challenge because we're not just going to do panels, the old way. This is really a debate club. And they're going to be able to pitch to us, the bundle of their choice. I'll ask a few questions if I think, it needs some clarification. We're going to, chat about each other's bundle. And of course, at the end, we'll elect our fantastic winners. I'm saying winners because there's going to be one big bundle who's winning over everyone else. But I think what you will see today is a mix of mainstream bundles, specialty bundles, and we'll also chat about, the best argument, the cheekiest argument. There's going to be something for everyone. So without further ado, let me have my panelists introduce each of them, and then we're going to get started. So, Douglas, do you want to start?
Sure. Thank you, Marion, for the kind intro and setting up this call. I'm Doug Montgomery. I'm CEO of Global Connects. We are a media consultancy helping mainly Asian firms get involved in Hollywood. I also run a film festival called Global Stage Hollywood. I've been doing this for the last 3 years since I was graduated from Warner Brothers Discovery.
I love that. Graduated. Exactly.
Was graduated.
Awesome. John, you're next up.
Hey, my name's John Giegengek, and I am the founder and principal analyst at Hub Entertainment Research. We're a consumer research company, and our clients are all the big TV networks and streaming platforms and smart TV companies and other kinds of creators. We've been doing a lot of work lately on bundling, so really excited to participate in this conversation, debate today. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Evan, you're up.
Me? My name is Evan Shapiro. I call myself the media cartographer, and others also call me that periodically. I write about the media industry on a newsletter called Media War and Peace and on LinkedIn. Anything else doesn't matter. I just want to win.
You're here to win. I love that.
I'm here to vanquish all these motherfuckers.
Alan, you're next.
Hey, I am Alan Walk. I'm the co-founder and lead analyst at TV Rev. What is TV Rev? We are an analyst firm that covers the intersection of streaming and advertising. We have a newsletter that comes out 5 times a week at this point. It's on LinkedIn and on email. We have a website. We do special reports, do videos. I'm on Cheddar TV a lot. And somebody recently said that I came up with the term the great rebundling, which is not true, but I will take it if they want to give it to me.
Awesome. Perfect. So for those of you who are just joining us, each debater will get 5 minutes to pitch their bundle. I'll be nasty about time. And, I actually went the digital way for my cowbell. I want to be responsible. Now, I'll ask a few questions. Debaters will be able to chime in. Again, you have the chats. You can share the bundle that, you love the most.
Can we hear it? I want to hear the cowbell. How do I know?
You don't hear it. Oh, damn.
More cowbell already. More cowbell.
Yeah. Can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it. Oh, damn.
No. You're going to have to make a sound yourself.
You have to make a cowbell sound.
Just say cowbell.
Cowbell. Yeah, but that sucks. I don't get it.
It's kind of funny, though.
No, I love it. I love it.
Well, there you go. I want
everyone who wants Marion to say cowbell every time she needs a cowbell.
Yeah, exactly, with the French accent. Yeah,
there we go.
Cowbell.
Oh,
we're on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, people are raising hands. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
I shouldn't have been.
I won my first point.
Yeah, I should have bought one. So next time I'm buying one, or I'll send my address if you guys, attendees, you wanna buy one for me. You're welcome to react in the chat, emojis, whatever. Again, there's going to be the ability to vote at the end. There's going to be a quick survey. Don't forget to, sign up to Streaming Made Easy. For those who couldn't attend, I'll find a way to make the video available. And, last but not least, we should have fun. That's the whole point of this. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Douglas to get started with his own bundle.
All right. So I think, Marion, you are in France, and probably the rest of the world is watching the Paris Olympics. Up this weekend is the 100 meters, the world's fastest man. And for those of you who don't know, shame on you, but the world's fastest man, Noah Lyles, at the Olympic trials last month, brought his Yu-Gi-Oh card, Exodia, which made a lot of the news stories. Therefore, in the spirit of the Olympics, my bundle is going to feature anime. I'm going to talk about why I think it should be included in anybody's bundle, and also why the fandom of anime is like none other. All right, next slide. All right, this is a shot of Anime Expo that I took last year. It's held over July 4th weekend in LA at the Convention Center. It has over 400,000 turnstile visits. And the important point here is, why is it held over July 4th weekend? Because 17 years ago, that was the only open weekend at the LA Convention Center, because they didn't care on who came to their venue. So 17 years later, Anime Expo is now the per day largest convention in LA, bar none. So that will tell you kind of the extent of the fandom. For those of you who wish to get in the big line, like you see it down below, good luck. Okay, so anyway, anime has been growing over the last number of years, but in particular since COVID. It's now about a $31 billion business in 2023. It's expected to grow 15% over the next 6 years. The topic of bundles, as we're doing today, has been red hot for a number of reasons, but probably the biggest reason is so it can combat churn. It was reported this week in the wrap, for those of you who didn't read the wrap, shame on you, because it basically gave my whole argument, that 44% of anime viewers feel deeply towards one certain character. That is just a simple example of the fandom that is involved. Second example came from Crunchyroll's COO, Jita Revapragada, who mentioned that anime is now the lead driver of appointment viewing. What happens is title will come out in Japan, broadcast, and then is broadcast almost immediately in the US. People book that appointment, and when you grab people with appointment viewers, you can see the definite strength they have. All right, next slide. So what is also important about anime is the demand. So our friends at Parrot Analytics have a demand measure which looks at Facebook likes, Google downloads, piracy, downloads, Wikipedia mentions, etc. Every year they measure the most in-demand titles in the world. Last year in 2003, you can see the top 5, you had 3 anime titles of the most in-demand in the world. One Piece, the anime, Attack on Titan, the anime, and also Jujutsu Kaisen. The winner, by the way, was Mandalorian, who came from behind to win in late December. However, Attack on Titan is probably the most interesting to me, because in 2022, Attack on Titan was the winning most in-demand title in the world. When I interviewed the director with Parrot, Director Hayashi, I mentioned to him the budget that Game of Thrones was alleged to have during its run on HBO, $15 million per episode. When I told him that the Game of Thrones had a $15 million per episode budget, he gasped and said, the 5 seasons of Attack on Titan wouldn't even have a $15 million budget. Therefore, for those of you in the industry who are interested in ROI, remember that point. Okay, next slide. All right, changing demographics. The United States, click. Yeah, just keep clicking until you get the bottom one. The United States is changing. By 2050, no longer will the US be a white majority country. By 2050, the majority of Americans will be non-white. When you look at the people who are interested in anime and foreign content in particular, it over-indexes very heavily to non-white people. You can see number 1 is Asian Americans at 70%, African Americans at 60%, Black Americans, and then in the bottom piece is white Caucasians around 40%. So as the world changes, as America changes and becomes less and less, becomes more and more diverse, it fits right into the anime thing. So anyway, go to the last slide because I've talked too much. My bundle is going to have anime in a retail media bundle that I'm proposing be done with Target. Target is the person who does not have a retail media bundle at the moment compared to Walmart and Amazon. And I propose that Target take on a retail media bundle as anime spenders are the biggest spenders in the world. You can see the world's most popular IP, Pokemon, at $147 billion, which is the most valuable life-to-date IP in the world, bar none. I'm done my 5 minutes. You want me to keep going?
Yeah, I'm about to say cowbell, so be careful.
Okay.
I'll let you finish. Come on.
All right. So go to the next slide. Okay, the last thing, the mainstream. The mainstream has now come to anime. Anime did not come to the mainstream. The mainstream came to anime. This year, there's a big promotion for Wick McDonald's, which was actually embraced by McDonald's, which is surprising since it wasn't their original copyrighted. And they took on an anime writer called Aki Bright, who did an anime version of McNuggets. They did this promotion in February this year, rebranded a couple of the McDonald's stores, and it resulted in a 9% lift in McNugget sales. Now, at the point that McDonald's is embracing your product, you know that you've hit the mainstream. So once again, this is why I believe somebody like Target should pick up anime, put it in their bundle so they can fight off Walmart Plus and Amazon Prime.
Awesome.
That's it.
Fantastic. So I have a question for you before I let the other, chime in. I think number one is, do you think that anime should be pushed by mainstream streamers? Like we see Netflix investing a lot of money in anime. Are they the best position to do that? Or is it really a segment where we're seeing specialty SVODs like, Crunchyroll? In France, we have ADN, etc. What's your vision on that? Or is there space for both? Which gap do each of them fill in a way?
Well, I think that there's space for anime in all areas. As reported in the wrap this weekend by the CEO of Crunchyroll, they find a lift in their sales when when a non-exclusive title is put on Netflix. They actually find a lift in their own engagement with the title. So I think anime fits all of them. Again, what I would say as a specific example where to put it, like I mentioned already, I would give it to the Target Bullseye. As you can see there, he's already halfway along the road to becoming an anime character.
Nice. Okay, cool. I don't want to take too much time. I want to give the opportunity. Like I saw Evan coming from unmute, so I think he has something to say. Evan.
Sure.
I have a question. First of all, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a perfect match too. Can you go back a slide?
Yep.
So I don't think there was a price offering or an offering here. Who do you see? Do you see it being Sony and Target as partners on this bundle around Funimation and Crunchyroll? I'm just curious.
I don't. So
I think the most interesting data point in your presentation was that there was appointment viewing associated with this. And I think what most people don't understand is that the big channels for anime in the US, their value is generated by the kind of day and dateness of the content from Japan landing here simultaneously. And that's what a lot of people pay for. The free version generates a lot of traction as well. So, but how much of that is driven, how much of this do you see being a partnership between those two companies? And what do you see the bundle being?
I see it. Well, once again, I think my ultimate bundle here would be actually putting anime into a retail media bundle. So some kind of partnership with a retailer. Again, the big money in anime is actually not with watching, it's with merchandise.
Right.
So at the point where you can use the anime to drive the merchandise, that's really going to make money. And that obviously goes to physical products. You could argue Amazon, but I think it's a better play for physical retailers like like Target or Walmart.
Interesting.
It seems almost like a Hallmark Plus for anime, where you're leveraging that fan base and all the retail stuff as well as the streaming content.
Correct. Again, but then Hallmark Plus, is a much tighter, much tighter than genre than when you can get with anime. Anime actually covers so many different genres. It covers all, slices of life. But once again, it's kind of similar to that.
What if you couldn't get Crunchyroll? Is there another company that can step in? Because I know, or I had read that at one point when Netflix tried to do anime, people saw it as inauthentic and it kind of fell apart. So that was a few years ago. Have they recovered? Is there someone else who could come in?
That's actually a very good question. So one of the issues is Crunchyroll has been buying up a lot of the different players. Crunchyroll actually used to be owned by Warner Brothers, and it was Warner Brothers who snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Somebody's done such a good job with it, and they bought Funimation, they bought the Right Stuff, which is the biggest online. You caught that one, huh?
So
which is the biggest online retailer.
But is there another partner other than them? If you don't partner,
they would actually at this point in time, you would the biggest issue would be the exclusive rights, the rights that Crunchyroll holds. So that would be not an easy nut to crack. So I guess if you had to do something immediately, you'd have to partner with Crunchyroll. If you looked, more a bit downstream, you could move, to different producers, etc., around the world.
Which makes for
but
a
at the
great
moment,
bundle.
it'd be Crunchyroll.
Yeah, you should pitch them. You should go pitch Sony.
So guess who I'm pitching right now? Hopefully they're watching. Call me.
Hopefully someone from Sony is here and they'll give you credit. Yes. It is a great idea.
Raise your hand in the chat if you are from Sony.
Yeah, exactly.
You have your email.
Let's see.
I have people going through your houses right now.
Awesome, cool. So thank you so much, Douglas. Let's move on to our next contender. Sorry about that. Contender. So we got John, and I'm not gonna try to pronounce your name because
Thank you, Evan.
It's really fun to say. It's really fun to say.
Well, it took me till about fourth grade till I could spell it. For a Norwegian name, it's actually not that bad, but it's pretty bad by every other standard.
If you do really well in this presentation, the people will start chanting it.
Yes.
Let's hope not. But
awesome. There you go.
So I started off thinking about this bundle by kind of taking a step back and looking at how the entertainment space is evolving in general. And one of the biggest things, maybe the most important trend happening right now, is that young people, especially Gen Z, have a completely different definition of what entertainment even means. And we've done a lot of work on this. Evan's actually written a bunch of great stuff on this. But one of the clearest slides that we've got that shows what's happening is when we ask people, how do you spend your entertainment screen time? We give them 100 points. They allocate it across all these categories. And what we're looking at here is comparing the people in Gen Z to the folks 35 and over of their own estimate of how they spend their time. And there's a couple of huge differences we can immediately see here. One is that the older folks spend about 60% of their time on quote unquote premium video, so TV shows and movies. Only about 21% of their time total goes to non-premium video like you'd find on Instagram or TikTok, or to gaming. Now, if we look at the folks in Gen Z, they are almost perfectly inverted. They spend about half as much time on premium TV shows and movies. They spend 43% of their time on social video and gaming, which are really tied together. And almost as much, the premium video is not lost to them, but it's not the center of their world. It's one of the planets kind of orbiting in the entertainment solar system, and they partake of all of these things. And gaming and social video are very closely tied together, and it's really almost the centerpiece of kind of where their entertainment comes from. Now, if we look at the next slide, Gen Z men are, one back. So Gen Z men in particular are hyper engaged with gaming. 97% of them play at least some kind of video games, mobile, PC, or console. 2/3 of them play on a console every day. More than half of them say they play their console multiple times per day. And the average session when they sit down to play is more than 2 hours. So they are all playing this. They are spending a lot of time doing it. There are a tremendous number, Gen Z is 69 million people. Gen A, which we're not focusing on here, but they have similar behaviors. That's another 42 million people. And gaming is ubiquitous. It's sticky. And more importantly, it's even part of their culture, especially during COVID. This is how young people came to communicate with each other. More than 50% of young men in this age group have a person that they consider a friend that they game with that they've never met in person. So this is really kind of the centerpiece of how their entertainment takes place. And if we look at the next slide, we can see that they have some problems. Not everything here is working the way they would like it to. So 87% of the guys in this group say they have at least some problems with connectivity or speed when they're trying to game. 2/3 of them say that sometimes during the day the internet is too slow to even be able to play. And 75% of them say they're willing to pay more for faster internet and better gaming. It's important enough to them that they're willing to pull out their wallet and pay extra, which is tough to get people to do these days. And on the next slide, we can see that some of the things that they want to pay for are very closely tied with the idea of bundles. So these folks are very prolific entertainment consumers. They have a lot more platforms than other people. And bundling, while it's valuable for everyone, is particularly valuable for folks in this age group. So 82% of Gen Z men say they're more likely to keep a plan that has lots of content across categories, so like TV, gaming, and music. 3/4 of them will subscribe to a bundle with services they don't use if it saves money on ones that they do. And another 3/4 say they're willing to pay for a service that lets me manage, use, and pay for all my apps in one place. Now, on the next slide, we actually let people build their own bundle, and this is what Gen Z men built. 58% of them chose Netflix for their bundle of 5 services. 57% chose some streaming music and audio platform. More than half of them chose extra high-speed home internet. 44% chose a gaming subscription, which is 250% more than people outside of Gen Z. And 31% of them chose a game console, which is 300% more. So now unveiling Hyperplay, the gaming bundle with the mostest. This is something that would be offered by your cable provider. I think that would be the best choice. And one of the reasons for that is because they own the internet infrastructure. So this is going to offer you maximum speed internet, maximum megabytes per second, no glitching, best response rate, no lag. It's going to come with a PlayStation Plus subscription to play alone or online with a library of games you can stream. This is the biggest online gaming subscription, so it would be a great fit here. That's going to come with a Netflix subscription. I actually was going to choose Crunchyroll, but I didn't want to steal Douglas's thunder. I think that would be a great fit here as well. And because they like to listen to music and they also like that social video, we're going to choose a subscription to YouTube Premium, which will let them stream music, let them close the app, the music keeps playing, and also let them watch all the gaming video that they like from influencers. As an optional, we could have a lease for a console plan, but kind of like you lease your router from your cable company or you lease your cell phone. I didn't really have a feeling on how all the ins and outs of that would work, and I thought it would get savaged in the debate portion of this, so I just put it in as an option. But I believe this could all be done for about $85 a month. Just to do that, I added up the individual price of all these options, and then I applied the same discount that you get from the Disney Max Hulu bundle. And so that's where I got the math from. But I think this would be the best bundle for the right time, for the right audience, one that's at risk anyway, and we need to come up with something new to serve them. And this would be an unqualified success if launched.
Okay, we've had a lot of emojis in the chat. I have to say this is a pretty cool one. There's a bit of everything, right?
And for Evan's questions now.
Yeah, at the core you have the internet, and I love the fact that you've mixed it up with a bit of Netflix, with a bit of video, because at the end of the day, people don't want to have just this one thing. They actually want a place where they can find audio content, music, video, gaming, etc. So it's really much a one-stop shop. Why is it so? Because there's the internet, you've chosen the telecom operators, etc. Do you think they are the best place to do that? Like, I feel they could have done this, years ago, especially because they have pretty much all of those services within their distribution platforms today, no?
I think they could have. I know that some of them have kind of tinkered with, offering cloud gaming. But when we actually had another question in our study where we asked people which one of these brands would you be the most likely to buy this bundle from? Netflix was the number one choice. But we also had, I think, 3 or 4 different MVPD providers in the mix. And when you add all of those 4 together, they actually added up to more than Netflix, which would make sense because most of them are kind of geolocated and they don't compete with each other. And because people are generally used to buying bundles of stuff from a pay TV operator.
Well, and so on this list, broadband matters actually maybe most because everything else goes through it. So people, are relying on them already for the service. It seems natural. Yes. I had a question.
Yeah.
I mean, what makes you think these companies are you going to gain PlayStation Plus a whole bunch of new subscribers? Why What's their incentive here? Suddenly it feels like they're going to start giving discount on subscribers they already have.
I think that would be the fly in the ointment for sure. I think that
Big one.
yeah, not all of these people have PlayStation.
I mean, not to
so
point it
I think
out,
it
but this is a competition, and I thought,
yeah, no, I think that they would get exposure to lots of clients that they don't have already. It would be a means for them to get a leg up on Xbox Live for the people that are still using that platform. If this would be a really compelling reason to switch over, so I think that right there would be enough of an untapped market to get it. With Netflix, the Netflix premium in real life might be a hard sell, but you could also just substitute it in the Netflix with ads, like they did with the Xfinity Stream Saver bundle. And
they definitely seem more open to pushing the ad tier than anything else, and I think they might go for that here. YouTube Premium would be another one I would say, good luck.
Yeah,
I don't know what's in it for them at the end of the day. I think they're getting all of these. I'm not sure they're getting any net new users, and then suddenly they're losing revenue on full price subscribers to bundles.
Well, I mean, the YouTube Premium user base is obviously much smaller than YouTube, and every time you go in there, they promote YouTube Premium, which suggests to me that they haven't finished kind of penetrating all their existing YouTube users yet. So this could be a way to give people another reason to sign up. And once YouTube gets them in the premium fold, they can then market YouTube Music and YouTube TV and all the other stuff they have that I suspect you're going to talk about it when your bundle comes up.
Right. I think
based on my very cursory internal research on this over the weekend, I think that would be a hurdle that could be overcome.
I don't know.
How about
can you talk
Xbox?
more?
How about Xbox? Right, you chose PlayStation. I don't know how the market share between the two, I don't know how it is, but like if I'm using Xbox, I will want to have Xbox or have the choice between the two, right? So how would you manage for that?
In a perfect world, I think you give people a choice between the two, but I don't think that. I think that would make it, as these guys have been pointing out, reduce the benefit for whichever platform you did include there. I chose PlayStation Plus because there's more PS5s out there. They've got the more recent sort of next gen console release. They have a lot more players. Yeah, so I think that would. I thought that was the best mix between bringing in enough people who are already interested in this. But also still having enough people that would be an incremental ad that in this hypothetical real life PlayStation would be interested in this offer.
Could you talk more about YouTube penetrating their users? No.
Where's the cowbell?
Why don't you talk a little bit more about that, Alan? What did you mean by YouTube penetrating his users? I don't know what time it is where you are.
Oh my goodness!
Actually, one of the things that struck me.
It is a French-inspired webinar.
Moving into more serious territory. One of the things that struck me was that the earliest bundle streaming was done via gaming devices, right? If we go into the Wayback Machine, Xbox had sort of the first way to watch Netflix and other stuff through the device. Sony PlayStation is a button on my old Roku remote. Even they both were big players in this. I mean, how do you kind of, is it possible to sort of, go back and use the Xbox or the PlayStation, depending, as the streaming device? Or is it, and sort of have everything there, or do they just have no interest?
That failed miserably, though. Both of those devices kind of failed, like absolutely miserably.
But that's because they kind of forgot about them. They, like, not that there was anything wrong with the notion.
No, I don't know about that.
We'll stop innovating. We're just going to stop innovating.
I would argue. So, John,
I don't think so.
Who's your broadband provider in this bundle? Are you going region by region to the broadband providers? Are you working with AT&T?
I think you could go region by region. You could sell it to multiple ones, or you could sell it to somebody like AT&T that has coverage across the country. But there's already been some of the big cable providers have at least looked into this. They've got at least internet offers sometimes that at least the messaging of them is built around appealing to gamers. So for me, it seems like a logical step for one or more of the big cable companies to offer this. And along with that messaging that we've got this product designed for gamers, here's this other suite of services, and they're not all just video, because we know from our research and lots of other sources that the bundles that cross over categories are more valuable to people and more resistant to churn.
So considering 65 million of those homes are Charter and Comcast and they already work together, there's a kind of interesting play there, Alan, to answer your other question, to go to Xumo and say, let's do a deal for broadband. And you could probably throw mobile in here as well.
For sure.
And,
Yep.
And then also, a skinny bundle of Gen Z oriented channels to go along with it to maybe get sports, et cetera, et cetera.
I agree with like Evan's comment earlier. Like it's gonna be tough to get these guys to play nice.
There's a lot of players in the back end. This is worse than Spulu.
It's worse than Spulu.
as to the number of partners who have to.
Well, they're not going to play nice.
The reason I think it could work is that as the marketplace gets more congested, all of these companies are in greater risk of churn. And we all think about ourselves as sort of competing with our own industry. So video competing with video, gaming competing with gaming. Yeah. But consumers don't think about it that way. All of these things come through the same broadband. They watch them all on the same screens.
I agree wholeheartedly. Just
from consumer point of view. From consumer point of view, it's wonderful.
Yeah, but also what they really need is something differentiated. So something that's differentiated, which this would be. There's nothing really out there like this. Becomes more attractive. It would work. And more important. What's that?
Yeah, agree. It would work, but I just don't see anybody playing nice to make it work on the business side.
That's probably why all the players would stop it. That's at least my experience, anyway.
Okay,
we can talk about ultraviolet if you like. Why that failed?
You lack American optimism.
Time to move on, guys. Thank you so much, John. We're gonna move to our next contender. I'm not gonna do it, huh? And it's Evan. Evan, you're gonna take over screen sharing for a bit.
I am, yes. So I think, hold on one second, sorry. Sorry. This worked in rehearsal.
Of course it did. And
so I think it's notable that everybody is pitching some sort of lifestyle bundle. I believe Alan, it centers around the lifestyle of the user here as well. And I think that's absolutely true. The question is, in this universe, who's going to win these bundle wars? Because I think the premise of this debate is that that's what comes next. The streaming wars leads to the rebundling and then the bundle wars itself. I look at the big players on here and I look at those who can win, and they're likely going to be based at one of the larger companies with all the resources that can bundle more than just video. And I think the bundles here demonstrated that so far. I also think it's unlikely that there'll be one bundle to conquer all. So I think the two bundles we've seen already actually complement each other to a certain extent, and as will mine. So mine is also a lifestyle bundle, but it does away with the external politics and only is created by one company. First of all, let's remember that most of the planet Earth, almost 2/3, is under the age of 40. And so that increasingly all the products we put out there has to serve that audience first and foremost. Second of all, to the points that everybody's made so far, especially John in his research, the hierarchy of feeds for the consumer ranges across reading, podcasts, audio, video, premium, free, social, music, et cetera, et cetera. And they want an elegant interface that holds them all. So the bundle that can serve them all is going to do best. Second of all, when you look across here, there's really only one bundle that is as self-contained as it is. The Disney bundle itself, to get to number one on the new gauge, has to take a ton of different things that are currently not bundled together. Same thing with NBC, Paramount, and Disco Brothers. YouTube by itself beats the collection of platforms and brands across all these other companies. This is true in the UK as well. So this is a survey based on a pretty decent sample size by GWI. And when you look, Netflix is crushing it in the UK. But when you take YouTube, YouTube Premium, YouTube Kids, and the rest of YouTube and Google and combine it, this is what happens. Google pops up to number one. When you do this in Europe, it's an impressive performance by YouTube on the connected television more often than not, but not exclusively on the connected television, obviously. So YouTube is number one in usage across most connected televisions. It's number one in video usage across all platforms, and it provides a myriad of different services, which I'll get into in a second. On the other side, anytime you start to add video to video or overserve in a certain area, you risk the churn problem. This is antennas data from last year. Premium streaming gained 165 million new subscribers and lost 141 million new subscribers. When you do bundle video with video, especially when you take an array of services like Disney, and this is antenna data as well, you can see churn goes appreciably down. However, and then, but it only goes down as far as getting a little bit worse still than Netflix. So churn is a massive problem for all video products, and frankly, for most entertainment products, other than music, it seems. However, when you bundle an array of services together, most notably Prime, most of the people on this webinar are Prime users, are Prime members. Very few of them have considered canceling, even though the prices have gone up. Apple One, it shows, we have data on this from Antenna, how dramatically when you take other products other than video and bundle them with video and entertainment, churn goes down appreciably. So that's really the goal here. Advertising has to be considered into whatever bundle you're creating, because we've demonstrated that the ecosystem cannot live by subscription alone. Most of the advertising goes to 3 places. I decided to side with one of those 3 places. When you look at the home screen, as John demonstrated earlier, at the interface that the consumer sees, what are they going to choose? Most consumers, more consumers than spend more time on YouTube than any of these other apps right now. The younger you get under the age of 40, the more that is true. And then you look at the true competition, as John and Douglas both demonstrated, on that home screen. And it widens just from video and audio into all these other areas as well. And again, the winner, I think, there is YouTube. So my bundle is built around the must-have bundle of services, according to John Giegengak's own research. 4 of the top 5 must-have uncancelable services in all of media are YouTube. And again, there's those array of services that make a natural bundle in and of themselves, and how far ahead of Netflix they are, and even PlayStation Plus, which to point to John's point from earlier, PlayStation actually ranks higher than Netflix. So that answers why he included that in his bundle as well. So my concept is very easy. It's a YouTube Google bundle. It is not exclusive to YouTube. It does, the one thing it does is it doesn't have to go externally from Google or Alphabet. The problem is Google and Alphabet is as siloed as all those other bundles sometimes. So to me, it's connecting these dots and really offering this as a collective service with a lot of different twists. Remember, this is YouTube Premium. There are 100 million, over 100 million YouTube Premium subscribers. YouTube TV, which is the #4 cable system in the United States. YouTube Music, which I think is the #1 music service on the planet Earth. NFL fucking Sunday Ticket. 2 terabytes of Google Cloud, something I think people don't seem to understand should be in the new bundle. That's going to be so hard to break up with, to be honest with you. Google Workspace Premium, so Google Meet, and more AI in your mail and in your search and other areas for your family. So this is a family bundle of up to, let's say, 6 or 7 people. YouTube Gaming, which is now twice the streaming of Twitch. Thank you, John, for making all my points as to why YouTube Gaming makes sense in this bubble. And then there is a family bundle that goes along with this. When I did all the math, I see this is $109 per month. So you're getting all the service, including cable TV, which is the most expensive part there, but also NFL Sunday Ticket. Now, the difference here is there's a pay that one of the great things that AI should be able to do is change the nature of subscriptions. And Google should be the one to do this. So based on ceilings and floors, there's a max and a minimum benchmark. And if you go under, you get a break on your monthly rate because you used less services that month. You can pause the services anytime. It's very flexible for the family of folks that you have there. Yes, it's expensive, but look at all the things you get. And to me, the flexibility also speaks to the lifestyle itself. So that is my bundle.
Awesome. Looks pretty compelling, I have to say. What are we missing today, right? What are they doing in gaming?
They're the #1 live streaming gaming platform. They now do twice. They do more than Twitch and Facebook gaming combined.
But that's live gaming. That's not gaming, right? So you will need to potentially match up with a John's bundle, no?
No, that's the great thing is I think all these bundles sit nicely together. I think John's bundle makes a great, present alongside of this. This is the great thing about this, and I think this is really crucial to understand, is Amazon can do this too, right? They have Twitch, they have other things. I think the more you can keep it self-contained, both from a subscription and remember the advertising portion of this. This is the largest ad platform on the face of the earth. So we're fine with them slipping in and out into free. So you're still using the platform even when you're not paying for the platform. So if this month you don't want to be on premium, you just want to be watching ads on YouTube regular, fantastic. You're still in the ecosystem and you want to switch back, fantastic. You're back and now you're avoiding ads. And to me, this is the kind of package that it actually takes one company to offer, because unfortunately we don't work well together outside in the wild. This company can't even make this shit happen itself. It could very easily. It doesn't. And that would be my argument to them, is make this happen. And then you will be one of the Mount Rushmore of bundles. Doesn't mean there won't be others alongside of it. Prime is definitely not going away, and you don't do shopping. But I think, you have to bring these things together and make an offering like this.
So,
Okay, cool, guys. Anything you wanna say, and then we can move on to Alan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So this, I mean, I look at this and I think that that every privacy advocate around the world would freak out.
Lena Khan will not like this bundle.
And then Lena Khan, the head of the FTC in the
she will not like
US,
this bundle.
Would be doing like backflips at the number of lawsuits he'd be able to put this apart, and that the negative publicity from yes, Google gets everything, all your data everywhere. How do you overcome that?
It's a great question. I do think it's hard to argue against the extension. So this is the competitive set. Apple One already connects all these, including cloud. Amazon doesn't yet, but basically does. It has all the first-party data it could possibly. It knows what you're watching. It knows what you're buying. It knows what you're shopping for. So, you would really have to go stop the others from doing this already. And by the way, there's no Google Play in here. There's no App Store in here. So, I do think this recognizes, part of the problems they're going to have from a regulatory standpoint. But this is, if you look at their services business, I think it's only right to be able to say, as Microsoft bundles Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, and Office together, and Apple already has its bundle, and Amazon has its bundle, why can't we do this?
I mean,
that's what I think they'll say.
You can already sign up for these things independently anyway, and they're working their butts off to try to.
Why would they not save me money if they could?
Well, yeah. So I think I actually think this is a great idea. One question I had was that, and sometimes the bundling, as we talked about earlier, is a way to get your foot in the door with users that you might not have had access to before. So like Netflix with Comcast getting their ad-supported plan in front of a bunch of people who might not otherwise sign up. With this one, YouTube, every time you go on YouTube, they market to me every single one of these things that I don't already have.
There is not yet. There's a compelling argument for folks our age who have lots of money. There's a less compelling argument for free-only users to switch over to paid. And this is, this converts more of their average revenue per user from free ad-supported to paid, or a combination of both, which is what you want. And so I think right now, the problem that Google's going to have is that they're going to probably separate this part of the business from search.
Mm-hmm.
And this, as a standalone business, needs to be able to compete in both subscription and advertising if it's going to really survive as a standalone business. By itself, it's probably a $500 billion business. By itself.
I think when you point it out this way, you have just made Lena Khan's slide.
Yeah.
She now has her slide that she can show to whoever.
It's a great argument. I had not necessarily spent a lot
President
of time
Kamala why she needs to go another term.
I'm just going to give her Kamala enough money. She'll do isn't that how, those are the rules.
And the number of 500
Trump
billion
said,
probably accentuates that.
If I give enough money to a candidate, I can get what I want out of them. Isn't that how it works?
That's the teal theory.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
Okay.
So
we got to move on.
One last
Alan,
question.
Alan doesn't get any more questions.
Alan, yeah, it's your turn. Go for it. Because we want you guys to have some time to present. The last one is fun as well.
Okay.
This is the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the last one, and it's a fun one too. So.
Yeah. That was me being surprised that Alan was described as fun.
Okay, yeah. So in the immortal words of Rocket J. Squirrel, and now for something completely different. So, whoops. So here we go. Okay, so this is called the We Are Not Going Back bundle. And for some reason, the live debate poll just showed up. Anyway, the idea behind this is that older viewers make up something like 20% of the audience for streaming. And they're not really well served, and they're often on regular linear TV, but most of what they're watching isn't. So that's really interesting to me. And so I said, let's create a bundle for somebody who's in that demographic. So, oops, and I have no idea how to get this. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay. So we called her 59-year-old woman, named, we'll just call her Kamala H for just purposes of argument here. She needs a bundle that she can take on the road with her. She does a lot of business traveling, and she wants to be able to watch it on her laptop or her iPad.
She hopes.
Her must-have are accesses to CNN and MSNBC. She likes Netflix, HBO, Food Network. She's very into cooking. Hulu, Apple TV Plus, Peacock and Paramount because she wants to get the news from those companies, and also ABC through Hulu. And she also wants local TV news. So those are some things. And then some considerations that she has her mobile service through T-Mobile's Go 5G plan. Her husband has a service through Verizon. And she also has 2 credit cards, an Amex Platinum card and a World Elite MasterCard. Those are 2 of the more popular cards from both of those companies. So in order to put together her bundle, right, she turned to her 2 kids, Cole and Emma, and said, help me out here. What can we do? So first, they figured out, like, okay, Paramount, she gets it for free with the Amex Platinum card because there's a thing with Walmart Plus, gives it you for free, and you get Walmart Plus for free with Amex. So that's one thing. Netflix comes free with the T-Mobile plan. Apple TV Plus also comes free with the TV mobile plan. Hulu, again. VIX Premium, which was not on her list, but is a good way to connect with the Latino community, also free with that. Now, she could get Netflix plus Max for $10 a month through her husband's Verizon plan. The kids looked at that and said, you know what? You can get Max for $8.33 a month if you get an annual plan. You love watching HBO, go for it. And then with her MasterCard, she gets Peacock for just $2.99 a month. And then on top of that, she's going to get a bunch of fast Zumo, Tubi, Roku channel, Pluto, Freevee, Local Now, C-SPAN, Cheddar, because she wants to watch this guy, Alan Walk, who's on there a lot. And so all of those also give her local news through the O&Os, through Pluto, through Paramount Plus. So she's really got a pretty big, bundle here of all the services that she might want to watch. And the big thing here is that they're all ad supported. And so she gets to watch all her campaign ads and her rivals' campaign ads. Now, why is this happening? Why are they putting all the ad supported in deals? Because all of the streaming services need to push people to their ad supported tiers. And they're giving, and they will be for the next 5 years at least, be giving these bundles away for deeply discounted if you take the ad-supported plan, because they need to move people to that ad-supported plan. So she has this friend that's called Charlie XCX, and she said, hey, Charlie, what do you think of this plan? And she was like, look at this. You get all of these services right here. This is like 15 services here, 15 for just $11.32 a month. That is brat as fuck. JD, get out of here. Nobody wants you and your ratchet couch. Okay. Thank you. So anyway, it's called the We Are Not Going Back bundle. It's $11.32 a month. I think people are going to be able to put these things together for a while now. Right? Because they're going to be able to get these discounts through credit cards, through various devices, mostly through credit cards, through their mobile phone plans. And mobile is going to be putting 5G internet out there. So you're going to be getting a lot of this stuff. And these are going to be the bundles of the next 5 years. I mean, look at that, $11.32 a month. Look at all that you get for that. That is freaking amazing. That is brat.
Nicely done. Nicely done, Alan. So, quick question, right? Behind all of those, you have the MasterCard, the Amex fees, you know, the Verizon, the T-Mobile. So it's not actually 11.32, I would say. But you know, if you're looking at only entertainment, fair enough, that works. One question though, one of the reasons why bundle is interesting is not just the price discount. There's a question of are services able to provide a one-stop shop where everything is easy to manage, you can easily navigate. Here, she's gonna have to spend, you know, she's gonna have to do, you know, app hopping all the time. How are you gonna, you know, take that into account?
Yes, I mean she's watching it on an iPad or on a on a device that she has at home, and all the apps are just going to are up there anyway in that grid format. So it's not like there's a single interface. That's because nobody wants to put out a single interface. That's sort of the next thing that's coming down the road. But right now, all of the big streaming services are being stupid, and they're sort of going like that with their interfaces and not letting people deep link from a broader interface because they want to control the user experience. They don't want there to be a broader thing that combines all of that. I think we will see that at some point, but not in the near future because again, they all think they're going to win. And I believe as Evan said at the beginning, there will be no winner. There'll be lots of winners. So that's going to be the issue.
Evan?
John, do you want to go first?
You go ahead.
Yeah, so you get to the 11.32 by basically assuming the various discounts and free periods across all these different platforms that they're already offering, and you come up with an average of which the conglomerate can take out of the consumer per month. Is that how you got to that number?
Yeah, that's how much once the only thing she'll have to pay when she takes advantage of these free offers. Which again, this was just one example. A lot of different
someone
companies
has to bundle this and offer it to her.
No, she's basically paying. Most of these are free.
So your answer to the assignment was to have her do all the work.
Yep, because it's free.
All right,
because it's free.
That is not very brat
things.
at all. I would argue, Your Honor. I would say that is the opposite. That's very not brat.
It's not a lot of work, dude.
I think it is. I think part of a bundle is the efficiency, right?
I gotta side with
savings herself.
I gotta.
Go ahead, John.
I was gonna say I gotta agree with Evan on this one. I like this idea because it's targeting a population that usually doesn't get targeted. So you're trying to build something specific for them instead of them having to make use with a bundle designed for everybody. But we do know that. From our research, we know that the biggest problem that people have right now with streaming video is how complicated it is. Just the products themselves individually are great. Trying to use a bunch of them together is a lot of work. And that older people are actually more likely to feel that way than younger people are. So I wonder if kind of having to bundle these together, but without sort of an interface that makes it easier to use all them at the same time, I think for some people, especially older people, it might create more problems than it solves.
I mean, I would argue that the interfaces on things like iPads and Roku's and Vizio, LG, Samsung's TVs are really good, and that they're not that difficult to use anymore, especially for somebody with a little bit of tech savvy, and that the bundles that are being put together now don't have interfaces that sort of like the Verizon, get Netflix and Max bundle that doesn't give you a common interface.
But she still has to do it, right? It's not hard, but she still has to do it.
She has to sign up for them, yeah.
I mean, I think this would almost be more attractive if it had fewer things in it. So like the bundles that have 3, I'm not saying that to be facetious. I think we've actually seen that there's a segment of people that are willing to pay more.
Well, if I knew I could get one,
the things that they're interested in.
If I knew I could get one app to get all of this to a certain extent, except maybe Cheddar, I would I would pay twice this if there was one app. But this is part, to your point, this is part of my issue is I have to jump through log on hoops in order to make all of this happen, Rich. So
Free is free. You're paying for two of the services. That's it. Everything else is free.
that's
That's
true.
that's pretty awesome.
It is, but I don't know that the consumer can't do this on her own at this, on their own.
She's 59 years old. She can't figure this out.
She's going to be
She
president.
has staff too, maybe.
Yes. I was gonna say she has Cole and
All
Emmett.
right, dear leader, where do we go next?
Awesome, guys. Okay. So everyone, I don't know if you found the spot where you can actually vote for your favorite bundle. So come check it out. Poll and quizzes, go for it. People have started already. I'll give you a couple of minutes to keep at it. I'll be able to share the big bundle winner, but if you want to know more about the best mainstream bundle, the best specialty bundle, the best argument, the cheekiest, etc., you'll have
That's what I was going for, the cheekiest.
Yeah. You'll have to wait for
So
me
what happened?
to collide the answers. The good news is that, when we ask folks if they were having fun, a little, a lot, and nope. So far, it's a lot of fun, 63%. Come on,
You had
guys.
100 and something participants. We're down to 86, though. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. Something went on, huh?
We're down 15%.
You don't have the latest poll quiz, whatever. Come on, guys, some more. You
Alan
can
made
do
it political and we lost a portion of the audience.
Yeah.
The bullet points, the red, white, and blue, that order was nicely done. I noticed.
Thank you.
Things are changing.
Although Marion might have liked Blue Blanc et Rouge in her order.
Yeah. Yes.
Things are changing. Wow. Let's see.
How so?
Let's see.
I can't say.
I
guess you're the only one who can see it.
I would argue then again that these bundles can all coexist, that they complement each other, and especially if you're in a household of like four, in particular, these things make a lot of sense. And then there's a bundle of bundles to be made.
Yeah. And I think there's an opportunity for somebody to sort of, have a business that says, hey, we'll put together these free things for you. And,
well, I think there are a couple of really good companies. Bango is one.
My Bundle.
My Bundle is the other, who've been out there for a while doing this.
Yeah. Gil, I believe, is on the call here from Bango.
Yeah.
I think he's there.
I think they were the power behind the Netflix Max bundle.
We have a tie.
We
have a tie. So keep at it. Keep at it.
Oh, we have to argue ourselves?
Do we have to keep arguing right now?
Yeah. Well, no, the
clearly mine was the best. I don't think
no.
How many monthly active users at YouTube around the world?
Yeah,
7.9 billion.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think it's 7.9 billion for YouTube active users. I think it's
getting closer.
It's 2.5.
Getting closer every day.
That's every person on Earth. I don't think they have that.
Okay, cool, guys. I'm gonna close the poll. So this is your last chance.
It'll be bigger. Yes.
Let me make a note of this.
With the YouTube bundle, do you get a tracking device too for yourself, or just
you already have one, Alan? Let's be honest. You know that you do. You carry it around with you everywhere.
You get a cookie. How about that? You get a cookie.
You get a USB port right at the base of your skull.
Mini cookies. A whole jar.
Awesome. Well, I just ended the poll. Can I share the results with you?
My goodness.
Can you see this?
Yes.
That was tough.
Damn it.
Man, you were close.
What was that? What are the 2 and 3? I don't understand.
Oh, so no. Then the next questions, best streaming bundle. So let's look at the details. Let me share my screen so that you can see that too. Everyone said that they love this, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's good.
So we'll have to do that.
Very transparent use of data, by the way. I applaud that.
Look at that. Let me see if for some reason I can't find it.
Well, good job, guys. This was a lot of fun.
There you go. There you go. So this is, so Evan won, but that was a close call with John. Kudos to everyone.
John's was the mainstream.
Only 38 people voted.
Yeah, well, not everyone voted. That's how it is.
I think if it's 2% apart, I
Kind
think
of
we need to
par for the
recount.
course.
That sounds like maybe something Kamala would know.
Yes.
The best mainstream bundle is well, so that's what's tricky, right? Is I'll have to collide the answers to let you know. But
Yeah, you may not want the people's names or
we all want to recount, I think.
yeah, that's
we
how
want the
it
name.
is.
We want the names. We definitely want
Yeah,
the names.
you want the names.
Yeah.
Best specialty bundle, I think Douglas, you did a really good job. So
Yeah.
kudos.
I thought
Cheekiest,
everybody did a good job.
the best arguments, internet plus key streaming, Crunchyroll. So
I
this,
like the last one. I tuned in late, unfortunately.
the monopoly issue and overlap.
Oh.
And cheekiest argument, there's a bit of John, a bit of Evan.
Thank you, Brandon.
Nah.
I really wanted
someone
cheekiest.
really
That's all
loved
I
the
wanted.
Lena
So if I don't walk away with cheekiest, then I don't know.
Yeah. There we go. And then we have folks suggesting their own bundles, and I'm gonna give it up.
That's a good idea.
To
We should
Guy.
do that.
I'll
That's a good
share
idea.
it with you guys.
Yeah.
Shark
The
Tank.
Steam
Next
one's a
time,
good
Shark
idea.
Tank. We do the panel, and they come up and they pitch, and we get to critique or bid on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fun. That could be a next step.
All right,
No, but I'm gonna give it up to,
Can I be Mark
someone
Cuban?
who said suggested UFC plus Call. I thought that was a pretty funny bundle.
Ah.
Okay.